Hello, hello, Imaginary Villain here, and it's finally time to stream again. It's been a minute, I'm just saying. One thing led to another. I decided I'd learn some Unreal Engine, and pretty soon, well, I forgot to stream it all. It happens. Hey, Mike, just in time for me to add tiger kitties to this game. I was trying to render them all right before this, and then I was like, well, I only have like a few frames left. I'll let it finish, and I can't use DAS while this is going, or it crashes the whole stream. So, Which reminds me, I am in fact currently shrinking them all, as seen here. With good old Kraken. I haven't made the attack animations yet for this thing, but I do have the idle and run animations for them. I made these 336 frames right before the stream. I figure I might as well compress them before I put them in the in Unreal Engine. Otherwise, I have to do it later. I guess I don't have to, but the thing is how it knocks down the size by like 70%. I guess I might as well, right? Anyway, well, it's figuring that out. I don't know why I opened that content one. I only need one of these, and this will do. Alright, so we're going to add a new enemy here. I'll try to move everything into here because I can. Tiger kitty. Yay. And I'm going to need a folder for sprites. I don't actually need these folders, but I just do them as an organizational thing here. Input isn't even necessary. This is when I was trying to understand how the input system worked. Suffice to say, I did many dumb things. I love having a built-in file manager. I'll put the idles in here right now. This thing is done. Once. I was wrong, I only saved 69.85%. Pretty much not even worth it. Oh my god. Don't even know why I bothered, jeez. Alright, so for my idols, just drag all these puppies right on in. Watch as Unreal Engine works its magic and imports everything. You can't see all the import messages off to the side because the monitor is too wide. I'll have to maybe swap monitors to even show it as possible. What it looks like off to the side is that where you can see all these imports. Usually a little faster than this, but I guess if I'm streaming, it's going to be a little harder on it. Guess it makes sense. Unless it froze. Did it freeze? No, it's just being slow. Alright. Let's make certain all these are selected. Sometimes it'll have one or two not selected. Apply paper 2D textures. Create sprites. These do not count as sprites. These are material. Actually, these are textures. Give you a second. It only has to create 312 sprites. It shouldn't take it that long. A bit longer than normal, but yeah, not bad. All right. Oh, we're gonna search. So it's only paper sprites that show up, and then I'm gonna do a tiger, kitty, idle, 2D, 1, 0. Actually, just 1 is fine. Let me just go ahead and enlarge this a bit here. Create a flip book. We'll name this 1. Get over in your flip book area where you deserve to be. All the 2s. You just put a model and you don't have to do all this weird crap, but I just have animations I could use, but the model's also really heavy, and these are not just not heavy. Flip book. Oh, I guess the flip book vanished. Wait a minute, am I moving the wrong ones? Huh. Okay, whatever, I'll come back for the flip book in a second. Makes me wonder if I forgot to, if I did moved a bunch of first frames. Whatever. The good news is I already programmed an enemy that was like a master blueprint for them, so I don't have to program all the behaviors except for how they attack and move, which I only have minor understanding of how to move them around effectively. Like I kind of know how to do it in a way that it passably does something, but I'm pretty certain if I did the AI stuff, it would be, I don't know, much better. I should have just waited and moved all the flip books at once. Because I moved sprites instead, like an idiot. That's okay. Alright, now armed with these glorious flip books, I'm going to save everything. I guess I could say this is actually where I'm at right now. Let me pause this music. So anyone who looks on the stream can actually see. Oh wait. Let me put the player start at the actual start. I don't remember where I put the player start, but it doesn't really matter because I can just take the player start, search for it, and then drop it where I want. In this case, somewhere right around here is acceptable. And we're going to move it up so it's not stuck in the ground. Beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, this is what I have going on. I need to fix it so that she has a pose between idle and that. But she has a in-between run and non-run. I haven't figured out how to make her not show water when she's under things there. Like somehow the roof is leaking even though you can't see it leaking. But I kind of messed around with things a bit. And now when you look down, you have to like go way farther to make her look like that. So he jumps a little better now. You can jump onto things just fine, blah, blah, blah. Much easier than it was when I tried the other one there. She has ghost form. I haven't found a way to do a trail with it yet. Tinka now follows after the player, I think. Did I fix? Actually, never mind. Let me fix one thing real fast. I turned off the ability for them to follow. 99 is acceptable. Build navigation. Thank you. Just to show the actual navigation, like this. This is all the areas the enemies can go at. Woohoo! Governed by this giant box out here that I had set to 1, so it wouldn't show up. Alright. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it could. This exports to Switch, I'm just saying. I figured out how to make Tinka follow after me pretty well. So now she'll go after her and do all these things. I haven't got much of an made much of the attic yet, but actually there's a lot of problems there. But she'll follow along onto all these paintings, supposedly. Never mind, I blocked her. Nope, she's stuck. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm not really working on the actual attic portion yet anyway. I set up a thing so that... Oh, one second. I forgot that you're viewing this on the stream now, and you need to actually do this. I'm going to have to remember that eventually here. There we go. I have everything set up to show when they spawn. I set it a thing so that now it spawns them when you get nearby. Stays on the memory and everything. You have a hit animation. Sometimes it gets stuck in it. I haven't figured out why yet. I'm dumb, that's why. That's okay. Random water on the ground and things. Yeah, I improved the thing here, so now you can actually make these jumps and not hate your life, even though it's still not that incredibly easy. But it's not as ridiculous as before, where I would miss them periodically. There's this really neat fencing stuff that actually follows a spline. I'll have to show you that. It's crazy what it can do. I need to rig them to do more damage. That's okay, I don't care. This is slightly faster. I guess this doesn't actually reflect the lighting yet. I need to figure out how to make it do that. That's okay, though. Added in water. Well, blood. Mostly blood, but it looks kind of weird at night, so I'll have to fix that. Probably some red lighting or something will do fine. I don't have any other enemies yet, just these guys. But... Ooh. I was just playing around earlier today and I made this whole other section here. It's totally unfinished and stupid, but still. Mostly it was to test the spawning out for all the enemies. Then I found I had this great fencing thing, which this is what it's supposed to be. It actually turns into an amazing path. So I'm going to start building upwards and have a crazy circus thing up in the sky and everything. But, well, we'll get to that. Yeah, the water effect is awesome. I love it. I need to set up so this actually shows like puddles on it though, because it's just being rained on. Yeah. Yeah, the water's pretty too bright. I think I need to fix that. It's okay though. That's kind of about where we're at right now. Still working on the camera a bit. Have it a bit to the side behind now, but when you look up, it still kind of blocks her. That's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway. This is kind of what we're working with at the moment. Oh yeah, there's still an error that I'm having a problem with. I'll figure out what causes it soon. That's kind of about where I am with it. Now anybody who checks the stream out can actually see that. If they see the first part there, they can go, okay, this is what he's got going. Whereas before I'm trying to put like exactly 1 minute up on ImageGur and it's like, okay. Yeah. Migrate all these fun things into here. I should advertise the stream a bunch of places and get people to watch it, but I'll work my way back into streaming. First I'm all like, well, maybe I should just advertise it every place in the world. And I'm like, YouTube usually gives me all the traffic I'm going to have anyway. That reminds me. Every time I put these up, YouTube puts it in the wrong category, even though Streamlabs says, hey, put it in gaming, because it's, you know, game related. And it's like, nope. I'm like, oh, I see. The right category, stupid YouTube backend. All right. Let's see if I remember exactly how to set this up. I set it up for a few things, but I haven't set one up in a little bit. I got to render sprites for all the characters, and I think I'm just going to put the tiger kitties, the voodoo dolls, and the clown heads in this area. And just make them much bigger. You know, the other game, everything was so much smaller because, well, RM couldn't handle it, but we're past that now. We live in a better world where Unreal Engine could really just not even care. It's like, whatever. Though, let's see, 350 font. How many, I'm missing one. Try this again, Unreal Engine. I don't want to try to figure out which one is missing. Sometimes when you move them all in, it doesn't highlight them all. It'll be one or two not highlighted. And you could try to figure out which one it didn't highlight when you did the thing to copy them all. Or you just delete them all and do it again. Oh yeah, if you want to create a tile set out of all these for some godforsaken reason, or if you have a sprite sheet and want to extract the sprites into things like this, Unreal Engine has that built in. I don't know why I'd want to make this into a tile map, but just in case I, for some reason, really, really want to have a tile map, I can. All right. I can probably just do 2D100 and then bring up all the right ones here. I don't got to type the rest of it. They're all Tiger Kitty files. I'm basically just putting it the direction at the end of it, so this way I have a better idea of which it is. But the thing I found out is because of the way it handles the way the characters are facing, it's not going to work out with the numbers matching like they would have normally matched. Normally I follow the keys around a number pad, you know, with 1 being down left and 8 being like up. But it does not work like that in this particular instance at all. It has a really weird numbering thing that just, I have no idea how they arrived at those, but it works. In a second I will get to it, and I will show you the weird numbers that you have to use, or the weird directions for each thing. All right. Yep. Actually, before I do that, we run one for idle. If I just had one flip book, because I was just doing regular 2D, I wouldn't care too much to have so much organization, but the more I do this, the more I realize I would like as much organization as possible. Alright, so don't search the subdirectories, I don't need you to. Paper ZD. We'll call this AS. It's an anim source. Tiger Kitty. Yeah. New animation sequence. Tiger Kitty. Idle. Oh. I gotta remember when I do that to resize them. Okay. Make this multi-direction. I want it to be 8. Are you really gonna make me move that over? I guess so. That'll be something I have to get used to, is the fact I can't use a portion of the screen. And Unreal Engine kind of wants the portion of the screen, which is why I have the content browser popped out like this, because it's just obnoxious. Because you can just click this and it'll appear down here and work off it like that if you want. Or dock it in the layout. You can have multiple dockings of it, just in case you need to have multiple things open. Alright, so normally it would be 8, which would make a lot of sense. I'm gonna copy paste this. But in this case, you actually do 6. Don't ask why, it makes no sense. Then, for 9, you in fact just leave it as 9. Why? You just do. Fine, don't worry about it. For 6, you do 8. For 3, you in fact do 7. And then, for 2, you would in fact do 4. I don't know. 3 is in fact still 3. Just how it is. 4 is 2. And 7 is 3. No idea why. You can kind of get an idea that it's around. Seems weird. Especially when you get to these two, which are just completely off, because it doesn't even spin that correctly, except for sort of spins correctly if it wasn't for those two. Anyway, let's make another one. Can I just duplicate this? Yes, I can. Don't know how much it really saves, but... figure I'll just make them all at once to get it over with. Well, okay, I'll make the 2 I have. Good news is, once you set these up, you just kind of feed it the direction you want it to be, and that's it. You don't got to do anything special. It just auto does it for you. Otherwise, you got to program it to figure out which direction it's supposed to face. And wait, that's supposed to be 1. Did I do 1 on that? Tell me I did 1 on that. I was being dumb. It's supposed to be 1. 1, 9, 7, 3, 4, 2, 6, and 8. Yeah, okay, that's right. Or I looked this up on a forum, actually on a Discord. I would never have figured out these particular directions. Actually, that's incorrect. No, there was a project that I just worked off of. That's right. There's a project that's just available for free that you can use that has this set up so you don't got to do it yourself. Those are done, but they're kind of slow and stupid. Like, they have some things that are wrong with them. Let's fix this. Well, that idle's the slowest thing I've ever seen in my life. About 30. Yeah, 30's probably fine. Sure. Okay, I just needed to see visually what I wanted it to be. Because we can just bulk edit them. 30's fine. Yeah, let's see, I have one here, RFX sprite material. Yeah, there's a ghost one I'm working on. Need that. The RFX sprite material will just cause it to always look like it's facing the player. Okay. Let's take a look at the run here. That's painful. How about 45? 60? maybe 80. I think that's about what the other ones are, so it'll do. We're not editing them one at a time. That's just not something we do here. Create a child blueprint here. That's the NPC parent. I want enemy parent. BP Tiger Kitty. And I think I can just straight copy this one here. NMBP. Can I do that? Wait a minute, I'm not sure you can do that. I think you have to create an NMBP off of that. Let me double check. You might have to do it that way. Pretty certain you do. All right. Animation, blueprints. Paper GD. I should do it over here so people can see it. Yeah, you have to do it off this. Here. What do I call this? Is it an MVP? I'll have to figure out what the actual naming convention was for each of the other ones was. An MVP popping, okay. And this is where I'm just going to blatantly copy from my other one because I'm too lazy to do this manually. I wish I could find a way to make the child blueprints work for these, but I haven't figured it out yet. Because it's these are made by the plugin that I have, Paper ZD, and Paper ZD doesn't work quite the same as a regular anim blueprint. Because normally you can just make a child of it and nobody cares. I did this on Event on Tick, sure. Paste, good. Alright. For those who don't know anything about Unreal Engine, Event on Tick triggers every tick, which is basically every frame for all intents and purposes, but it's actually, I think, faster than that in all honesty. It doesn't seem to be as limited. You just draw from it. Whenever you want something to do, you just draw from it and just have little code things, so this is already pre-made enjoyment here. Promote this to a variable so it's over here. Just call it is falling. The previous one it is falling, but it was grayed out because this doesn't have a falling to set. If you promote it to a variable and then just name it the same thing, it'll make the other one work and you don't have to do the lines yourself again. The other thing you can do is you could just delete the old one. And you just connect it up and look, it works. Either way would work. They're both about this fast. Okay, and then get view angle. These are things I just straight up copied out of the other project they had as the thing there. I can't even begin to tell you exactly what they do. So Why am I not just copying this macro? Actually, I kind of starting to understand a little better what they do. But you should just copy them, because why wouldn't you just copy them? Like, it's just so much better too. Paste macro, there we go. Their camera rotation right there. I don't have anything special. So you get owning actor is just whoever owns this particular thing, like whoever's blueprint this is. Actor rotation is pretty self-explanatory. Delta rotator is a math thing to work with rotations. I don't find it. Forward vector is the direction it's facing. This just returns the output there. This converts it from one format to another. It just auto does it for you. I don't play your camera manager and then get camera rotation. I don't know why he has this here. I just have been copying it to each one. But he had it there, so I was like, okay, sure. All right. Ah, yes. It's like state machine, I believe. Right? Is that what it is? Yeah, it's just a state machine. Add new state machine. Perfect. Connect it right up, because everything's about connecting cords in here. Idle, we'll call it, no, what was I thinking? Animation state. No, you want to name it first. Let's call this idle. I think I swapped it to having both on this one, didn't I? No, I just had idle run on the same. Okay. Just gonna type all this code too. Oh, actually, while I'm at it, I need to type a couple other things. Let's get owning actor here. The way these work is if you want to ever get access to a particular character or something like that, you just cast to whatever the file name is for it, whatever its blueprint is, and then from that point on you have a reference to the character that you can just make use of. And event on it is when it's first initialized, it just runs this code, and so it only runs it once. And I just promote it to a variable, which it just conveniently can drag and promote to a variable, and now you have that variable called exactly that. So from this point on, whenever I want to reference this there, I just use this variable. And I never have to worry about it. I don't have to like get player character or anything like that, or you know how in in RPGMaker it's $ game player dot and then whatever you want it to do and all that. And this you just drag this out and then get the variable, and then from there you can get all of its abilities, which I will be using shortly. I'm gonna make one called after it hit. Actually, it has those. I don't remember if I actually I'm not using this yet, but I want a custom event. Add custom event. After hit. But instead of beefy voodoo doll, let's get the tiger kitty. Perfect. I could actually just name them all the same thing, which would probably be more sensible, but then I don't know, just in my own head, keeping track of which one is which would probably be a lot harder. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it. Setting up an anim grab. Normally, without this, you would not actually be doing all this. This is how you set up models in the regular engine, like not regular, in the for regular animations and stuff. But otherwise, you have to sit there in these event graphs and then be like, call a flipbook. Type flipbook. And let's just play sprite. Start playback the flipbook. No. No, that's not even how it works. I forgot what the actual flipbook one is. That was just play flipbook, but maybe set flipbook. Play my app. Let's add component. Now I'm all curious. I've forgotten. Oh, set flip. Okay. And then you tell it to play. Yeah. You have to put this on there, tell it when to play, how long to play, and it turns into a mess. Like, it sucks. I mean, it's not like that incredibly hard to do, but you'll find I'm just going to copy paste a huge amount of code. Because I don't see any reason not to. The way this works is it starts at a location here, and then it follows the line to the thing there. And if you make another line, say like I make one here called attack, make another animation state called attack, it would then go to this, but it uses whatever the condition you put here to decide if it can attack or not. And if it fills that condition, it does it. And if not, it just sits where it's at. And you'll find they just kind of bounce around the nodes. Like if you look at Poppets, who has the most complicated one because, well, the player character has to have the most complicated one. She has this stuff outside of the state machine, but in her state machine, you can see all these lines going to various places. Like if she's, idle, it plays the code in here that I've set up. And to transfer over to this, it goes and looks for her velocity, and if she's moving, like if it's greater than 0, it moves to this one here. And then moving plays this particular set. You don't have to make them this complicated. I could have just put it as like run and then just dragged it right straight over into to set the directionality. That I do have to do. And then just right into this. This other stuff is to deal with ghost form and other stuff I've added. Also, speaking of which, I don't need this anymore. And if she's jumping, and not in ghost form and things like that, or she's casting a spell and then it goes to idle afterwards, and the more things I get, also Paper ZD has these weird nodes you can create that are start nodes that you can call upon, and then it'll run these separate ones that don't even have to connect to the grid. Not as complicated as it probably sounds, but it's definitely well, it doesn't need to be as complicated as I'm making it with all these things, that's for certain. I set up this get view angle earlier, and this is what dictates which animation it's playing. So that's what all that code was that I don't quite understand. Yeah. When in doubt. All I actually need for these right now is these. Ooh, what did I forget? I know what I forgot. I just told it to play a bunch of voodoo doll stuff. Play an animation. It's going to be play, and we'll do Tiger Kitty run, I guess. Doesn't have a walk yet. Just has the run. So I'm just going to run this connected to both. This is just so I can swap a variable to make them run or not. Then idle. Or replace our idle animation. Normally you would just have a main blueprint, and these would just like a parent one, and then it would have a lot of this code already, and you wouldn't have to do it twice. But unfortunately, I don't know how to do it with Paper ZD. I know how to do it without Paper ZD. But I also don't know how to make my bank account want to pay for the rights to use a bunch of 3D models, nor how to get them all to work correctly in RM. Sorry, UE. I know how to get them to work correctly in RM. You uninstall RM and install UE. Perfect. It's the best way to do it. Alright. Now I have my child blueprint for that. It's a lot of setup to get initial enemy online. That's true. But I mean, I also created all of its animations and things like that here. Whereas in RM, you would have had to do that outside of the program. EP Tiger Kitty. Alright, well. We don't use skeletal meshes here, but it is there for a reason. Tiger Kitty idle. Okay, well that thing is huge. But would I like it to be huge? I mean, maybe I do. I'm trying to move it so it's a little more accurately placed. And I make its capsule bigger. I set up all these initially and everything like that, and it's like say if you want, you know, to add things to these things, you just tell it add, and then you can attach things to it. In this case, say I want a light. I tell it which kind of light I want and just drop it on there, and then now the light is there, and you can move the light to however big you want it to be, where you want it to be, and it even lights up in the thingy. It'll turn with the character too. You can change the intensity if you want, make it like really bright if you want. Super bright Tiger Kitty, make they have a massive light radius. You can change the color if you want, just whatever you like. Just because I don't want a light on it specifically, there's already a light on it, but I want just enough light that it can be seen what it is. I thought of having him in complete darkness, but then I have to give the player a really big light, and I don't know if I like that very much. I kind of like having the other ones visible. Just to get these up and running, I'm going to just start copying code like crazy out of the Voodoo Doll one. I'm eventually going to make their movement different than the others, which is why the parent doesn't have those yet. But there's a very strong argument for just having the parent have them. The parent has all the variables, though. We need this, and then I'm going to just copy these over. These are off of a tick here. I think that's everything I need. Because they don't attack yet. I don't have an animation for them to attack, so it makes no sense to waste time with that. I mean, I guess I could just have them move up and attack. Yeah, these are attack collisions specifically for it, damage collisions specifically for it. Sure. Okay. So let's dump a Tiger Kitty on the thingy. Put one there. There. And there. Oh, I know what. Well, they sort of kind of ish do things what they're supposed to. They're pretty big. That's cool. I like how big they are. They have the crappy rain thing on them. I need to figure out how to block the rain so it doesn't show up on the characters in those, but that's okay. So let's see, what did I do wrong? Target is BP Tiger Kitty. That is true. Well, let's do the all-purpose thing here. Let's make certain it's even reaching this first. Remember console.log? Well, I have one for you. This is print string. Print string is basically your version of console.log in this. It works great. Is aggro. I think his aggro is governed by that, right? I didn't put it on here. Attack, collision. It's attacking. They have a parent, and the parent has things that they all inherit. Why don't you have a thingy around here? This is how you comment stuff. You just highlight it and hit C. Also changes color too. And look, now it's all cool and you can just drag the whole thing around. Very nice. Okay, so well, let me make certain it's even making it to the right one there. Aggro is defined here. That was what I was thinking about. Dead. Aggro collision, sure. Make sure the tiger kitty is aggro. I mean, they're moving towards. It's just they're not shifting to movement. Which would mean their velocity was 0, right? I just want to see which one it goes down, before it goes down the other one effectively or not. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Super large amounts. Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay, well, I think that we've established it goes there, but it's going a little too fast for me to read the other ones, so. They're definitely aggro and not aggro. Do I have an is running? I do. I'll clean all this up in a bit. The other ones move. So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Animation component. Do you know what would really help? If I told it to actually use the animation component in the first place. That's probably why it's not moving. I'm smart. There we go. They're a little weird on their angle there, though. Also, you can see the rain on them. They're also a little too high off the ground. Alright, that's fair. Always increase the size of their capsule. They're kind of a biggie. That's pretty much Mike is. They're so adorable. I want them to have really cute like cat noises too, just to be, you know, like that. But I mean, everything in the attic's supposed to be a toy, you know, that you would give a kid, you know, not some creepy, weird thing. They're all just toys. So it's like, you would expect them to be not horrible to look at. Probably. Increase their capsule size, so they're obviously off the ground a bit. What if I put it at 0? It's a little hard to tell how high they are because of the fact that they're at an angle. They're kind of funny. That one's pretty close to the ground. Not perfect, though. They're a little off still. Well, at least when he runs, he's a little off. I have to redo the runs. Yeah, that rain thingy I need to fix a bit, probably. Of course, I have a good system here. Let's see. I don't need these in here right now, necessarily. Sure. I have these little spawners. And I can just tell it to spawn more of them in there, and they'll do it for me. Bit of a lag there. Also, the tiger kitties are running slightly the wrong direction. It's still, I don't know. They also don't have an on-hit or take damage thingy. Well, let's start with the most obvious problem of that weird direction issue they're having. Okay, so 7, 3, 9, 1. That's interesting. I thought I'd just have one of these off by 1. And yet, they are correct. No, they are not. I am just dumb. I literally looked at it. Well, see, in my mind, it is correct because normally this would be 7, you know, 7, 8, 9, 6, 3, 2, 1, 4. The exact thing's on a number pad, right? You gotta remember, in this system, for whatever reason, it's reversed. Kind of. Like, these two are reversed, these two are the same, these two flip, and these two flip. No idea. None. Makes no sense to me. They're all smart enough to go around the fence. But I can't hear the other ones yet. Fair enough. What's causing this problem here? Layer damaged. I'll figure it out eventually. I really could just put this on the main one and it wouldn't be a big issue. Here is the worst thing you're going to discover in Unreal Engine, and that's OCD for all these chords. You move the chords around to try to make them not look horrible. There's things you can do to make them look much better. They really are. I don't know why I'm bothering. I don't really care that much, but here we are. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna stop. Because it's not going to be that way anyway. I'm going to change it a bunch anyway, so it doesn't matter, but... Okay, so what I have for the damage thingy? Oh, yeah, don't keep that. It should be an interface down here. So enemy parent. I did a weird setup for this, I'm pretty certain. Why in the world is that even still a thing? I don't need this one. I did a lot of experimenting to try to make things work. I'm just deleting all the extra ones where I messed up. Oh yeah, so damage does that there, so... I don't have a damaged one, I believe. Oh, okay. Here's why I set it here. I need an actual thing on there for that, because this thing has a thing set to run the event on the graph here that says... after hit here. And I added that for this graph, I believe. But I need the node so that it actually does that. Even though I don't have an animation for it, that is required to run the event. I mean, I could do it a different way, I guess. Yeah, pretty much just like IRL. I need to get used to looking at the chat more often. It's been like a month and a half or something. I'm just not used to streaming yet. Not gonna lie, I was jealous of the 4-monitor setup that was in the chat. It was wonderful. It was glorious. Ziena had it. I was like, oh my god, I need 4 monitors now. I'd like 3. Because with Unreal Engine, I usually want to have a video up showing me what to do, or even like, you know, something to check off of, but I also like to have like streaming information or things like that as well. Alright, so... it makes a big difference, Mike. It really does. Being excited. I really just like creepy dolls and I like the world. I mean, I like Tinka, I like the whole concept of what's happening in there, I like, you know, the whole concept of Poppet and everything like that. And the other game I had, I didn't like the concept of the character terribly. Miranda's okay and all, but I couldn't really get behind it. I mean, I love me an Alice in Wonderland story, but she wasn't even really very Alice in Wonderland. Like, Poppet is way closer to an Alice in Wonderland character. See, Brainwashed Super Soldiers, you could make this. Like, this could be a thing. It's all about just finding what you like and then just doing it. And I mean, you know, along the way, I didn't start out liking the things that I did. I started out with a lot of different projects, and eventually it came down to me liking this the best purely by accident, because it was just a stupid game jam thing where I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Pretty soon I'm just running after this going, oh, okay. Sounds good. Also, Unreal Engine goes a long way to help because it makes everything seem so pretty and animated, and it's so easy to make maps in it. Like, it's so hard to make maps in RPGMaker and make them look cool. But the one thing that Unreal Engine makes stupidly easy is making cool maps. You can just drag this stuff right on out there. It doesn't care. Like, I'm good. I'll show you in a second. We just drag things out and just make it. And just like. Also, if you like stuff that is more modern with like soldiers or anything like that, there's so much free stuff like that on the Epic Marketplace. Problem is I picked like a weird steampunk Victorian type of era with dolls. Guess what? There's not a lot of free assets for out there. Like about as specific as like if I just picked generic fantasy or like, you know, regular time stuff, like now stuff, I would have so much available. But instead, nah, I gotta be edgy and different. Edgy, yeah. I'm just gonna get a linked one here. I don't have an animation, but I have to put one here, so we'll just do the idle. So it looks like they at least changed their thing there. And then one of the cool things you can do is if you just click this on, you can create another graph, and this graph will play the animation in between when it transfers there. So say like if your character has a walking, like an idle pose and then like a walking pose, this will play the pose that gets from one to the other. Normally in Unreal Engine, if you're not using sprites, it will automatically do that for you. It will automatically, you know, if your character is in like a one pose to another, it will move the model for you into the next pose. So there are definitely some downsides to not working with models. That's okay though. There's some upsides too, and that you don't hate your life all the time when you're dealing with dads. Time remaining. We'll do less than this. So when the animation finishes, hits that level playing, it'll just transfer to the next one. I believe that's all it takes to help me damage him now. Incorrect. I know why. Because the projectile is its own actor. Yeah, I guess the question you should really ask yourself, is there any kind of, you know, story that you just always wanted to tell? Don't let it, you know, I can only finish this thing, you know, like it has to be done a small time. Like, you know, it's not my dream game. Don't worry about that. Just, what game is the game you've always wanted to make? Even if you never make it, the fact that you know, just working on it's half the fun. My organization for this was so weird because it was based off the first tutorial I ever followed, and oh my god, that guy told me so many wrong things. So many wrong things. I learned so many stupid things from that. It's so dumb. Oh my god. Wait, they should all contain enemy, right? Yeah. Oh, these aren't set to the main thing. Well, the enemy parent should have all the regular enemy things. That's true. I shouldn't need this one then. I could just do it. Let me make certain they still work. Obviously, I can't have Voodoo Doll as the wait. Yeah, you add one extra. Okay. Just one. I don't want to delete. I could just put Voodoo Doll. I'm gonna add a tag D there as well. Yeah, you can just literally tag these with whatever you want, and then you can search to see if the thing it hits has that tag. You know, something that's really hard to do in RPGMaker. It's stupid easy to do in this. Okay, so the way I did this was a little bonkers and weird. Alright. Let me, I'll delete it and then add it again. I want to see if it adds to all the children. I wasn't certain if it showed up on the children or not. It does, okay. I don't know why I'm putting Tiger Kitty together. I put Voodoo Doll apart. Whatever. Just a running gag, I guess. Why didn't it pick it up off enemy parent? Trash. Add. This is part of my incomplete understanding of the engine. And by incomplete, I mean the most basic level of understanding. I know very little about this. I will learn over time, but it does not matter. I'll figure it out eventually. Maybe. Probably. Sure. I guess I understand a little of it. Not as much as I probably should have. Still, figuring out pretty well, and Paper ZD is so good. Okay, so they can be destroyed now. I still don't have a death form animation, so I'll make something funny where they kind of flop over the most stupid looking way imaginable. Okay, the enemy spawner is not really rigged very far. I need to work my enemy spawner a little better so that it actually does that I can visually adjust where it spawns at and like where it returns them, like, you know, because I have it set right now where if you get within a certain range it spawns them, and if you leave that range it despawns them all, just so that my memory doesn't just roll up and die. And then every time they're killed off, it removes it from the array there, so once all of them are dead it destroys the thingy, so they won't ever spawn again. But I mean, if you killed a couple of them and leave and then come back, it'll only spawn the number that's remaining of them. So that's my current plan with it. Figure out what game you want to make, Mike? Just saying. Inquiring minds would like to know. You should definitely tell the tale of Harold the Super Soldier. I'm just saying. Your dream game, you know? You gotta make Harold the Super Soldier, right? Harold the Super Soldier crosses the super field. Saying. Just saying. This does everything I need it to. I don't have an attack for him yet. So I'm probably not going to work on them too much more. Only on the grounds if I don't have an attack for him. Trying to figure it out, huh? Well, you got to let us know when you get there. Inquiring minds need to know these things. Alright, so... yeah, I don't care about that. I'm going to remove those stupid messages because I don't want to see the messages every 5 seconds anymore on those. I made the mistake of forgetting exactly where I told it to say things. Spawned in. Probably enemy parent has it. Yeah. This is just supposed to set the spawner, but I had it set to tell all this information. The tattletale. That's why it's flashing all the information on the screen. This is just so it gets the spawner, and then when the thing dies, it calls its spawner and says to remove it from the array. Which is not terrible. It's not ideal. Whatever, it's a little less ridiculous. I'll probably macro them later, but I haven't bothered with macros yet on the grounds of I keep changing things. Well, that's pretty easy then, Mike. You should just make a game about villains. I, of course, would never, you know, for any reason want to advocate people pick villains. I mean, it's just not doesn't fit me at all as a person. Yeah, that's it. We should always only make games about heroes. Yeah, heroes. No. Villains are the best. I know, I could put this in space. That's what we've always wanted, right? In space. No, you. What if, and I'm just saying. Space. Do. With weird lighting. Game in space is better. You know what this also needs? Oh, I didn't turn the rain off, huh? Really? Supposedly the skies are supposed to be clear. That's weird. I guess there's no moon yet. I could put a giant moon out there. One moment, please. Or volumetric clouds. Moon. Where is the moon? It's over there. That's boring. Ain't nobody like the moon over there. There are so many settings for the moon. Moon target. Is this it? Oh, there it is. We're moving it. You were here somewhere. Where'd it go? Oh no. The balloons are blocking. No, you. I see. That does not appear to be the direction I want. This is. Is it? Yep. Keep moving, moon. There we go, maybe this way. I wish it was just draggable, but it's not draggable. I want it to be draggable. Moving the moon around as I can. That's not where I want it. Maybe 100. Okay. giant moon. Oh my god. Oh, there's the moon scale here. There we go. Yeah. Can I compete with your game, Amitab? I don't know. Probably not. But that's okay. I mean, not gonna lie to you, if my game of like 2 weeks in this engine that I barely know could compete with anybody's game, they should probably get back to work on their game. Not gonna lie. Hopefully your game's amazing. I don't know. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm moving the moon around because I can. Huh. That could be stylistically fun. Now, you can already see the difference in, like, you know, how much better this engine is for just getting people to even talk. Oh, that's cool. Either or, I mean, you know. My statement stands. This game is not that not well developed yet at all. I'm still learning the engine, so I mean, I'm just playing around with Paper ZD to try to get the stuff to be to do what I want. Yeah. Let's make it white again. I don't know. Red seems a little ridiculous. Yeah, what game are you making? I mean, I'm always down to see games. Or to hear about them anyway. It works okay. Issues of streaming. Nice. I'm definitely going to have to work on their animations, but that's okay. For placeholder animations, it works. I mean, for placeholder characters in general. Little kitties are a little big, though. I think they're... Oh. They get too far away? I guess it just poofs. I don't have a death animation. I'll solve that problem eventually. Why is it still raining, though? It shouldn't be raining. I could make it a snow level. Oh. Just in case I need to have people run around in the snow. Wait, it switched to rain. Why did it switch to rain? Click off that. Thank you. Oh, I think I remember. I think I have it set to switch to rain here anyway because of a thing I did quite a while ago. Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's why it's switching. I made a little thing to hit. And you could, because every painting you went through, I was going to have you jump into different worlds, and each world would have different weather. So I made them for each of the weathers and forgot I did that. Good job, me. Woohoo. But the tiger kitties don't leave thingies, do they? Not really. No, they don't. Why? It's probably because they have a larger thing. This is such an upgrade over RPGMaker. Yeah, Amita, if you know this, I actually was originally using RPGMaker, so this is me actually using a real engine now and learning how to do it. I've got like 100 streams of me using RPGMaker, and I got it to do things RPGMaker doesn't normally do, but let me tell you, pulling teeth would have been way easier. Like pulling teeth from an alligator would have been way easier than making that engine do anything useful. It was funny though. It did do things. Nothing positive, but it did things. Alright. So this one's never going to be perfect, unfortunately. Because at the end of the day, the reason why it's actually moving the things around is because it has a hidden character. Who is currently blocked very much by the sprite. Hard to see, but she's not close enough to the ground is the issue. I might just need to scale her up to count for the tiger kitty size. I could also use Not Quinn. I could use the other one, who's slightly larger. Manny Simple. Okay, that didn't make much difference. Okay, whatever. Make him leave slightly larger trails, I guess. And the interaction's still on his feet, where it's supposed to be, right? Sure. Okay, it's leaving one. Like I say, it's not ideal, but I don't really have an animation for Manny to run around on all fours. It probably exists. They're not even following the actual movement in general. They're just being dragged around. But it still leaves trails and things, so it's still better than nothing. Whereas Poppet actually does change her animation. She does have a character that literally has its own separate animation thing that it's following. That'll get the job done. Okay. So okay, I don't like editing in that there. I'm going to turn off that too because it's just obnoxious to click on. Clear skies, but still giant moon. Do not question giant moon. It is simply there. It likes it there. It's better that way. I was slowly building up, I think. I don't really know what the whole point of the level was, but I think I was just going to build up, and then at some point you reach another painting, and you end up in that, and it takes you to the next section of the attic, and then just kind of loop around like that. I think is the plan. I just want to build up. So, and I'll learn with the landscape manager a bit. Because why not? Oh, I wanted this. This might brush, but I screwed it up. Did not work? Okay. Usually it lets you change those. Weird. I guess it doesn't matter. I always just thought it was kind of funny to have a texture that kind of did cool things, but... Oh. You know what I'm going to do before I play with this landscape here? Just so no one hates their life watching it constantly load these things. I'm going to take this nav mesh browns thingy, and I'm just going to put it like way far down at like a -1000. Or not. Put it at 10,000 then. I guess it is big. 1. There we go. It'd probably help if I didn't set the landscape, you know? Okay. Now I gotta sit there and have it constantly do that every 5 seconds while I'll sit there and recalculate it and take lag points there. I know, isn't it? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Speaking of hella big, what's up with that grass? What in the world? Yeah, I'm definitely going for more of a stylized feel anyway. Because, you know, it's just, I mean, that's the whole point, is over the top. Like, I want it to be that weird little, like, you know, like a Tim Burton type of thing, or, you know, even like a Coraline or something along the lines of, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas, any of these things where it's just clearly not real. Or so over the top, but also you're inside a painting, so how real is the painting supposed to actually be? Like, if you're in the attic, that's the real world, but you're in a painting. So I don't understand why these are that size. I'm gonna reload the map. Make a new level real fast. Maybe open world level. Woo, open world level. In case you want one of these giant levels. That's all it takes to make an open world level. You just simply tell it make one, and then the levels are gross. They're so big. And they can be bigger too. They can be any size you like. Just go with the landscape, you manage it. And let me see. You can just start adding sections to it. Make it bigger and bigger and bigger, but it's already huge. As you can see, it just goes off in the distance forever. Also, my camera's set to move slow. Let's fix that. You could just be like, oh look, make more landscape. Or you could make a new one entirely. Oh yeah. I actually upgraded to Unreal Engine 5.2 because one of the packs I had demanded it. And they have procedural generation in this too, just built right in. I don't really understand how to use it yet. Like I watched a tutorial a little while ago, but then was like, I'll mess with it later. And yeah, I just didn't bother to really. Yeah, I just didn't bother. Actually, let's do a new empty open world thing. I could add some big, huge landscape. Lots and lots of things there. Number of things, there, overall ratio. I don't even know how big you want it to be. Okay, so I can just use some big number. I can do like 1,000. Actually, I don't know. 1,000 each direction, like, or 32 evidently. 32 is, I guess, the number. How do you dictate the size? World partitions? I don't even know. Made out of glass, sure. Or just click fill world. Let's see if it just blows up. I remember, I forgot how I got there, but I had a map that was like a couple miles in both directions. And I just built the whole map there. But then that game was a complete catastrophe, so, you know, I didn't really bother with it. I ended up deleting it, just I kept going back to it and messing with it, and it was just a broken mess. I get the feeling I shouldn't have done what I just did, but I like to tinker and see what happens. Like teaching myself the engine, so that's one thing I like to do. It's push buttons and see what breaks. Oftentimes fixing it is the best way to learn. Those people keeping track, this was a mistake. Well, whenever it gives me control of this again, I'll keep going. I have no idea how big this is. Probably gross. Probably gross. Make certain it's It's not responding. Did I break it? Aw. Archer spawning, there we go. Ah, yes. It is forever now. Oh my god, it is forever. Oh my god, it's huge. Yeah, okay, I don't really want to do that. I'm just fucking around. This was just to see if the grass thing could be fixed on the other. I don't know what caused this thing to be giant. They were just huge, and I'm like, but why? Why huge? Huge. Alright, so we're setting this to like 1. Otherwise, every time I adjust the landscape at all, it will sit there and adjust based on... That's a really fast camera. Adjust the movement for all the enemies based upon that. It is just the single worst thing ever. Like, you will hate your life. I think we're building up now. So, let's build up. Nah, man. Let's build. Where's the end target? I guess the end target can be over here. Let me set up an end target so I know where I'm going. These are kind of off kilter a bit. You know that? I wonder why they're off kilter. Because 90 doesn't look necessarily better. I guess the camera's... Well, I guess it's fine. Sure. Probably like there. Is that tall enough? Let's just say it is. For reasons. I'm gonna grab the floor out of here too. I should have just grabbed the whole thing. I don't know what I was thinking. I just need a floor. It doesn't... I should have just grabbed everything. That's stupid not to. Whatever. I could also have just made a new floor. True. Yeah, presumably you're trying to get to the next section of the attic, so you would want to get to somewhere on this. And it doesn't need to be perfect at all. It does need to be crammed against it, though, for what I plan to do here. So that's fine. It doesn't matter if they intersect terribly. I'm just gonna blatantly steal everything out of here because I'm just too lazy. I need this. Take this one too. I'll click down because why not? The super fast camera is a little faster than I want for this. I'm gonna group them. Just gonna borrow this for a second. Really, the best fun about this is just I get to play around with it and just make things. Like, it just... I don't know what the actual goal is. I mean, I guess there is a goal to tell a story, but I don't expect it to be the best game ever by any stretch, so... It's just fun. Okay, so we're way off. Here, ungroup this. Actually, no, it's fine. So ungroup it. I'm gonna expand this negative box here. The Unreal Engine has this really cool thing you can do. You just go, okay, I want to place an actor. You go to geometry, and let's say I want a cylinder, for instance. This cylinder. Cool, neat cylinder. When you make this, they have two types. They have additive and negative. Additive is exactly what it looks like. You just put it there, and now this is something that you can do stuff with. You can shape it, change its size, color code it however you like. You know, give it more sides. Maybe it needs 100 sides. I don't know. Sure, why not? Different types there in case you want. Stair builder, sheet builder. I don't even know what these do. Sure. Cone builder. I don't know. We'll do a cylinder though. I like the cylinder. Sure. So if you have these there, it's fine. You do whatever you want. Next time. Great. However, you can also make it subtractive. Now it doesn't actually show up anymore, but it cuts holes inside of these other ones that are the additives. So now suddenly it's like a little trough for them to run inside of, and yeah, it's just there now. You grab the player start. Sweet. And now you just have this area. What are you gonna do with it? I don't know. Maybe you're gonna make that super soldier game we're talking about, where, you know, Super Herald, and these are the trenches he has to hide in while he battles the enemies, like the super enemies, the super slimes. There you go. One of these I considered doing was just having a giant thing here and then making a big world inside of one of these walls and everything like that. Just having tunnels in it and everything, and I might do that. Or you can also give it a look to... Oh, actually. Select all adjacent surfaces. What are we using here? We'll use this M4 Seamless? Sure. Or one of these other ones. I don't even know. We'll use this red one. Why not? Select all adjacent. Of course, it's the wrong size, but we can fix that. Make it actually 1 for 1. Not all of them look good tiled like this, but as you can see, you can just make stuff in this by just simply ramming these simple shapes together. And then when you want, you can actually select it, and then where is it? I think it's under advanced now. Surface properties. One of them. Yeah, you can create a static mesh out of it, and then from that point on, you just have a mesh you can move around however you want. Treat it just like normal, so you make anything you want. I'm not going to do that right now, because once you do that, you can ram a bunch of them together. But once you do that, they no longer have this crate, so you want to click all the ones you want to put together and make one static mesh that way. I go off on weird tangents. It's fine. Don't question it. Or do. It's whatever. Actually, I guess I could do this and move it farther over, right? What is the goal? I do not know. I just do things because it's weird. That's weird. I got turned around in a circle. Sure. Not wide enough yet. Apparently does not like that there, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe it's just, oh, I was using the wrong one, I guess. There you go. Well, this is just an actual thingy. Anyway, I guess I'm building up to this general vicinity. Because that was the whole goal, was just to know where I was going to move to. It's possible I might build up to over here. I don't think I'm going to have it all on the same map. But the argument now is, do I have multiple areas that are themed the same way? Like, is there like, you know, the first section of the Zerka is the second area and the third kind of thing, or like, you know, like multiple ones there? Or do I just do it all on one map? I mean, I don't want the game to be so incredibly long because I also want it to be finished some year. So I'll think about it. But for now, the goal is to reach there. Is it? Is it really? I don't even know why I copied all the extra crap. I don't think I care about the extra crap. I only really care about this. Sure, it'll go there. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, but that'll be my target. So if that's the target, then presumably in landscape mode, I'm going to come over here and we're going to have to make this real big. Let's just make this real strong. I might even add to the landscape to make it a little bigger and nicer. Let's get it to right around somewhere a little better. Close enough. Okay, and then that'll do. Let's make the assumption that you're probably going to fight the boss somewhere around this general vicinity. That's probably big enough. I probably don't even need this area to be so big. I probably just need a tiny little box to represent where you're going to. That's probably a big enough boss arena, right? I can see that. Yeah, it's pretty long. I like how it makes Poppet look super stacked when she's running because it just she turns her torso just enough, even though she's not even very stacked at all. She's got that shake. I'm gonna leave player start off because I don't need it for now. No, don't flatten. Worry about getting it perfect later. So presumably you're going to go up, probably up this way a bit, and then over to here. Then maybe you go back through this way and then up. Just make it a like nice zigzag thingy. I'm going to use various things to also increase the height as you go, but I just kind of want an idea of where we're building. Oh, we're not eroding over here. If that's the case, this will probably be closer to about this height, I guess. General vicinity here. That means over here is probably going to be a little lower. Yes. Even that's probably not quite right. Well, first thing I'd like to do, I'm thinking this needs to be a thing. Let's go ahead and shrink this down here. And let's get myself some water here. Just so I have a nice lake to look at while I do this. I control underwater. Or these ones here. Oops. Come here for a second. And I'm gonna want this one. This one. Let's play some water. Whoop. Whoop. Up we go. Whoop. 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 Got waterfall. I'll have them cross the waterfall and then get them there probably near the end here. Plus it gives you something to look at the whole time as you're going. That's kind of cool. Like that, looking close to where I want it to be. Sure. All right, landscape. Come here for a second. Boop. I don't do new, do an add. You're probably just dragged, right? Yeah. I don't think I need that one right there, but whatever. I just have there. I don't really intend the player to reach these locations so much as I'm just going to use them as background. First we get the landscape, then I'll place crap on it until it gets to where I want it to be. Alright, so the plan I'm seeing here is going to be to just sculpt this thing super high. I'm probably going to get rid of 90% of this giant thing here. I just probably need a small area, but I can also just run this through it too. Run it around it, so I don't even have to really get rid of it. Apparently that's the max height I can get to. Fair enough. That's a really tall anyway. I'm going to shrink the brush size a bit so we can play a little game here while I flatten this a bit. Alright, let's grab a river. A river runs through it. Where'd you go, river? There we go. Sometimes it's not the best when going in between those. Wait a minute. Like between the two monitors, it causes some problems. Okay, well, listen. Not that way. So if it's flowing that way, okay, it's hitting that nav crap still. I'm just going to delete the nav. I can always add it later. I don't care. This one too, maybe? It's weird. What is it nabbing off of? I don't know. It's pretty slow. Jerka, jerka, jerka. Wait a minute. No, you... Get the scale of 1? There we go. Why is it so wide? Well, that just reverses that. That doesn't even scale it the right way. Okay. know why it's jerking so hard. Just wanted a cool little river. And yet, for some reason, it is not happy with me. Probably all the streaming things going on I have. I mean, it's just... There's a lot going on. Unreal Engine's a little demanding in the first place, so... This is also kind of a test just to see if... how well it even handles. Check out Task Manager, make certain things aren't too crazy. Seems fine. Okay, so that's interesting that scaling it like this doesn't seem to do anything. Close. I might be placing this river off stream. I did make the map really big. Usually I just actually replace the waterfall with the river. That is so hard to position. Anyway, add a spline point. What happened? I'm going to position this river off stream. I have no idea why the river is so crappy. But the plan was to run a river through here, so I'm going to dig a trench for it. And then I'm going to come back to it. Really down here, this probably needs a good trench too. Already has one though. And then I want to put a waterfall right there. Content browser, come here for a second. I need a waterfall. Actually, fine. I don't know why the river one's so crappy. I mean, it doesn't seem like it should be because, I mean, look at how fast this one places. I might probably talk to him on his thing, be like, hey man, this didn't used to be this way. I guess you've done an update since then that wasn't very good. Probably easier to do this up here first and then do that. I don't think this will ever matter. Just in case it does, and there's a secret way up here or something. Definitely gonna move that down in a second. I'm gonna probably want to rethink that because the fact that it has to be a square. There's no way to actually make it anything else. If I could do the river, I could actually make it where it looked a little less like that, but I think the simple reality is I'm just gonna flatten it until it fits. I can just shift 1 to do that. Something along those lines, I guess. And then when I get the stupid river tool working, or if I just do it off stream so this way it doesn't have the problems, I'll be good to go. I'll come back through and get the make it look nicer as I go along. Usually what I do is I just get a layout of where I kind of want things and then I go from there. Because I love how the water looks in this. Obviously quite large. Maybe quite the trip up. It probably doesn't need to be this far up, but we'll see. I really don't know why the river tool is so messed up. Probably push this down. I'll put a bridge over there and then I'm probably going to put giant versions of various, you know, creepy doll things around here too. So yeah. I'll do that. We'll put placeholder bridges in, because I do have a thing that works really good for being a bridge, even though it's not intended to be a bridge, but it might become my de facto bridge because it just works so well. So, I think it was an abandoned carnival circus thingy. No, it wasn't. Outdoor Circus Horror Pack. I need this wood fence line. Well, first of all, let's make it big. This is just fun because you can just start dragging out. And it just gets larger. And so it has become my de facto bridge. Even though it's just supposed to be a fence. But listen, de facto bridge. That'll do. I just need a placeholder there. I'm going to use these a lot in order to like ramps getting up to places. I also need to make a platform. But I'll probably just look up a tutorial on how to make a platform, because I remember one I saw where you could literally just drag where you want it to go and it would just float to all the various points. And I need to really look up how to do that again. Like, I don't understand quite how it works. It'd solve my problem with the other thing too that spawns them in. I guess every time I'm building it now, I'm actually building it more like this direction instead of having this area go up here. I think I'm going to take the Alice Madness Returns style of platforming section, combat section, platforming section, combat section with like maybe little puzzles in there. The more action-oriented game. Or action-adventure game, I guess. I guess that's pretty much the style they all kind of do, sort of. I don't know, I guess Tomb Raider kind of had puzzles amongst each area and combat at the same time, more open-worldy, sort of, but not really open-world. But you don't want any of your like crazy jumping things near where the enemies spawn, because making the AI smart enough to deal with the jumping is incredibly hard. Like, you don't want to do that. I don't even know how to do that. Alright, so we're still kind of laying out where I want everything to be, because I really am the artist in me likes to visually plan. The writer in me is more than happy to visually plan as well, because, well, it's easier to write. The coder in me is just like, hey man, I'll see you when you're done. Don't care. So let's say we blank off maybe this area as like a platforming section. I can also block things by putting in like walls and things. It doesn't have to have completely open. It doesn't have to be mountains that block things. Like, I'm going to have this kind of a weird conglomeration of the things. It's just so much easier to place things if you have a landscape instead of trying to make your entire world based off of just a bunch of meshes, which honestly is probably a lot easier to do if you're rich, you know, where you have like a big budget, and since I do not, I would prefer not to do that. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'll probably have a river going out this way too, just to kind of have that nice thing going on there. It looks all cool. So let's see. I'll probably I kind of like the idea of going this way over and then this way back and then up, which would make this area kind of the platforming area. And this being like a hub. So maybe I don't build this far out this way. Maybe I just kind of let's see how we doing this. So right around here we're going to start building up to this section. Let's do a flat area so I know about what we're building to. Why you no flat? What this? Over? We don't need this because we ain't using it. I think I added it and made a mistake by doing so, because now it's a pain to figure out exactly what causes that water zone. Can we flatten it now? No? Because I tried to put one of the regular rivers over here, and they tend to screw with the landscape and do strange things. But that's okay. We'll just assume that it's a feature, not a bug. Feature, not bug. Got it. So, platforming area, I guess, over to there. This would be like a combat section, so you go through these, I guess. Maybe a puzzle thing. I don't think I'm going to use this section of the map, so I can probably just mountain it off so it looks like it's something. Probably true. Don't be afraid to make mountains far beyond where you would normally go because, you know, it's just nice to have background. So just make nice impassable things wherever you don't plan on going. And again, I'm going to sit there and make it look nice later, but for now, we're just laying things out. Give myself an idea of where we're going. I feel like Bob Ross. Just making some happy little mountains. Just drawing. Good times, you know. Tell some story about how you keep a squirrel in your pocket, which is true. He actually kept a squirrel in his pocket for most of the episodes of that. That he would feed. Because, well, Bob Ross was probably the highest human being that has ever existed in the history of the world. He was so drugged up. It was great. I learned so many art tricks from him. Even now, what a master. Man, that guy, his budget for drugs was something else. Have you never seen Bob Ross, Mike? I mean, really? He was amazing. Amazingly high. God, his art skills were fantastic, though. I could follow his things. Even he could make me able to paint. Oh, you should. I mean, just watching him, his art alone is impressive. Oh my God. Like the techniques he'll teach you, like, they work. They work for everything. But yeah, there was quite a while where he actually kept a squirrel in his pocket. Yeah, he in fact kept the squirrel. Weird. Hilarious. I love it. I really do. But yeah, kept a squirrel. I gotta raise this up so they can't get off the map. Something to look up. I mean, I don't remember exactly how many episodes it was. It was a lot of episodes. But he didn't actually remark on it very often. In fact, he didn't remark on it like more than a handful of times. But he keep it. And he feed it. He liked the squirrel. Bob Ross is a wonderful human being. That's all I gotta say. I think I might have him go back down at this point for a little while. And we're just going to ring this thing with mountains. I'm most definitely going to do a better job of that later. Where I don't want the player to go. I guess to be fair, if you put it up this high, well, they're never going to get that. They're going to get this high. Which I guess, to be fair... Actually, how will that look? Let me double check this. You won't really be able to see that far. Right? It's still pretty light out. You see really far. Why is it so light out? Maybe because clear skies? Well, we're going to do the rainstorm anyway. I'll definitely want to put some additional mountains farther out. At least in that direction. maybe. Also need to make it so the water's not so bright. Still. I'll probably put lights so it kind of shows the player where to go. These are not very easy to run across. No, I got caught there. Actually, let me see if I can find that thing about the squirrel. I don't know if you can trust the Washington Post, but you can probably trust them about this. I don't care about subscribing there. Follows the squirrels. And happy, blah, 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 landscape. Like the little squirrels like Peapod. Everywhere I go now, people ask me about Peapod, the pocket squirrel. Mood talking, perm sporting, palette knife wielding Bob Ross said in an episode of his Joy of Painting show on PBS. He saw him in some of the earlier series, and Peapod, I think I might have mentioned before. He's grown up. We've turned him loose. He's got his own family now. A little condo in Miami. BMW car payments. Same thing we all have, except I don't have a BMW. And now you know. Peapod, the pocket squirrel. Be excited. So, I think we're all better people for knowing that Peapod the Pocket Squirrel exists. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. I get the feeling I'm going to drastically change this as time goes by, but I think one of the biggest problems I have is that the scope is much bigger than I think it is. I need to remember that. Also, I need to figure out how to set up like jumping puzzle type things and stuff like that. I'll figure it out. There could be an exploration area here too. I mean, I guess I can hide things around too. God, it's so nice to be able to just have like levels of any size I want, you know? As opposed to RPGMaker where I'm just struggling to have the tiniest level possible. Oh my god. So I think we're gonna put something around this area. It's just the layout for the moment until we figure out where I want everything, and then I'll worry about making it pretty and right locations and have stuff and change it 47,000 times because I don't even like where it's at. You know, all the usual things you expect in game dev. I don't exactly have a set method yet for MUI or really game dev in general. I guess I kind of do, but that was for RPGMaker. I guess we'll do some terrace steps up here or something. Maybe we'll go a little over to the side here and have a big mountain here. After all, we want them to go look at a lake, right? I mean, who doesn't want to look at a lake, right? I guess I could have chasms. I need to introduce kill zones as well. How about over here? We'll flatten it a bit around this thing, I guess. Gotta be careful not to make them too big. I don't want to obscure everything too much when you're down here, but I don't remember the last time I saved. Just saying, Peapod the Pocket Squirrel would not have approved how long it took me to save there. Now I feel like Tinka should pop out of a pocket at some point, of like a jacket or something. Think of the pocket Harlequin. Sure. Never question. Just do it. The best way to do it in these games. Probably in this general vicinity, I guess. It'll look a lot better when I put trees and stuff in here too, I'm sure. I mean, I'm not going to put those until I get the landscape where I want, though. What'll probably happen is I'll start building it from this direction onward, adding in all the extra content. And then adjust the map as I see fit once I get the content where I want it to be. Wouldn't be the worst choice I ever made. I should have made that wider. We can just ramp with it here. Probably cut out a bunch of areas to use as platforming areas so you can fall to your doom or something. I figure if you're fighting enemies, it's probably going to take at least 10-15 minutes to make it all the way over in this general vicinity. Probably longer. I don't know. I always underestimate just how big these maps really are. So... probably turn off the rain. It would probably increase the FPS a bit. Rain really makes everything look so much better. Good old Yui makes everything so much easier to make the world. Just, content still takes forever. It's more than enough to go back to sculpting it. I think we'll just... Flatten's so good for just getting an idea of where you want something that's kind of crappy other than that. It does have its purposes, though. You do need a lot of flat areas. That is true. I like this. I'll flatten through here. I'm probably going to put mountains on both sides anyway. I'm definitely going to have someone do a jumping thing over the lake. I'm going to be that guy. 100%. I'm pretty certain I'm just going to make it where Poppet can't swim. Because I don't know if I want that to be a mechanic for it to even be in there, because I have to animate it. I'll just respawn you back at the other point there. Definitely do the, basically the same thing Alice Madness Returns did, where you just, when you would die, you just teleport back to the next, to the last checkpoint. You fall to your death, boom, checkpoint. We'll go over to, I guess, here or something. I guess over here. I might just put a really long bridge across it for the temporary thing here. I love how you can just duplicate things. You just hold Alt and drag it somewhere and just makes a copy of it. That thing is huge. You can just tell it's doesn't like what I'm doing here. Oh, I'm turning it. Don't turn it. Turn it like this. I never thought this fence thing would just turn into such a great placeholder bridge. But here we are. It's just fantastic. Unfortunately, not very memory efficient, so there's that problem. Technically, I could do this, right? Make a spline here, I guess. We'll add a spline point right there. Can bend it. Of course, bending it doesn't work very well, I'm noticing. Because it does this broken looking thing. Yeah, it likes as a placeholder. In fact, oh, hey Bacteria, how's it going? Yeah, I'm laying out the level at the moment. Where I want things to be. I'm putting bridges over the places where I plan on having platforming. But are you? What kind of game are you working on? Yeah, this is more what I was actually working on. Oh, I had the wrong one. I don't want scenario. Let me do a quick change. By clicking this thing. There we go. Not Tinka, this one. There we go. It's an obstacle course. Nice, nice. This game's called Poppet Quest. It was originally an RPGMaker game that I decided to rework for this. I guess I should put the nav mesh down too. I tweaked a bunch of things so I could work on maps here, but I'll put everything back so you can actually see what I currently have. I started it like 2 weeks ago, so it's yeah, it's not there yet. It's nav mesh bounds volume, sure. 1,000 each direction, sure. Not 1,000. Let's do 300. Unlock it and do 100 on this one. Sure. Building the nav mesh thingy. I took it off because I was. Oh yeah, that'll be a straight game. But yeah, basically the premise is that you're in the world's most cursed attic. Skibidi Swillet? I don't even know what this is. But yeah, you're basically a cursed toy in the world's most cursed attic and like that, and everyone follows a curse, and the curse just makes you do the same thing over and over. Well, during the day, when all the toys just kind of fall over lifeless, someone comes in and moves you across the attic, and it messes up your curse, and then you end up, like, wandering around the attic trying to get back to do what your curse tells you to do. And along the way, discover that things aren't what you think. Like, you start to realize you're cursed and try to find a way out. So, that's the basic premise of it. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for swinging by. Let me know how your game goes, and, all that. Cool, looking forward to it. You can tell me about what kind of toilet that is. I've never even heard that term before. Technically, because it is mostly in an attic that's full of abandoned crap, you could have a toilet in there, actually. Most people keep in track. Anyway. Just flub the easiest jump in the world. Nice. I don't think I can actually even go through the floor there. Did I leave the flight in? No, I took it out. I can't. No, I have flight in. Okay. I think I'm probably going to take out of a later game the whole ability to fly. I don't know how it would balance such a broken ability as flying. But I can use it to get through the level and see approximately how long everything would be. Realistic. There's a stupid heart over what you're saying, so I'm trying to read it, but I can't. I gotta move the thing real quick. So why is there a heart over that? What are you saying? So, game's realistic. Bit of NPCs there in Roblox. I haven't actually ever messed with Roblox, though I've heard they added in the ability to do a lot of really cool things in it. Like, it's almost like an entire game dev engine in its own right. Not that I ever have time to do anything that involves any other thing besides regular work and game dev. Can I get up there to test this out? Probably. Yeah, I mean, that'll be fine, this size here. I mean, it's a pretty big world. So... that waterfall, I almost want to leave the waterfall lit the way it is. In any scripts to the NPCs? Do they not have the ability to do that? Or is it Roblox Studio? Like, how much can you really program in it? Like, can you just do full behaviors? Is it like straight up a game dev engine, or is it just much more limited than it first comes off as? Because I really don't know anything about it particularly. I just heard it could do these things and was kind of excited. This is a pretty big map. Might be too big. This is like a... yeah. Does it take like a lot of time to make them, or like, I mean, how much of it is just like they do the work for you? Because I saw a YouTube video and the guy had made like a first-person shooter that looked nothing like Roblox, and I was like, wait, what? That's Roblox? Oh, okay, well, I'll be here probably a while yet, in case you want to wander back. Yeah, I'd say this level will take quite a while, because if I'm just running through the area like that, and I don't even, not doing anything in it, and it's taking this long. Also, I think I'm going to start putting, I'm running through to kind of give an idea where I want the paths to be. Right? Because I think I want to go over, like, maybe this way and have it path up a bit. And I can have pits off to the sides, too. Because when you're looking at it from above, it's so much harder to really, know what it's like to be down in the trenches. I guess I could just have them go path up through here, right? There'll be much less of a path up, and then they go to there. Yeah, this is huge. Probably highly unnecessary to be this large. So I now do not believe that I'm going to have multiple areas. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is, and I'm never going to make this distance. I might not be able to get up to there to continue my journey. That's its own puzzle now. How do I get to the top? Waiting for it to recharge. Can I get there? I can do it. Yes. I'm glad I put the waterfalls there, because with how much rain everything's blocking everything, it's actually a good beacon to show where I'm supposed to go. Oh man, that weather system is so cool. Just random lightning strikes just look awesome. I can leave the pit there. I kind of like having a pit there. Like before it looked all boring and everything. Now it looks like, you know, it just leads to the abyss. Like, you know, down there is just like, there's multiple levels of it. Some sort of D&D realm with crazy monsters. It's just no good. I might want to shrink this level down. I mean, look at how long it's taking to just run around it. But I mean, there's going to be like assorted puzzles and things too. I want it to take a while. Honestly, if the first area takes about an hour, well, there's no reason not to have it take that long, honestly. It might as well just be like my entire demo will just be this first area. But really, I should shoot for half an hour, because the goal is to get it to where a Kickstarter would be possible. Then I could afford to have really cool graphics that I want. And probably someone who knows how to program. I don't think there's any way over that. That's its own puzzle game. How do I get over to it? I don't see one. Yep, I guess my journey ends here. That's sad. Not too surprising though. It's not like I intended to actually make it a completable distance. I was just like laying things out. You know, I was gonna make those waterfalls dark, but I really like that they actually glow now, as bizarre as that is. How about the glowing water? Also, do I want to make that blood instead? Oh, hi IWOG. How's it going? Or I guess IWOG could be a also either way to say it. Or EWOG. EWOG, there we go. Man, I am terrible with names. Figure it out eventually. Probably. Kinda. Maybe. I got nothing. Can I make it? Can I make it? Probably no. Oh, there's no way I'm making this. This is not happening. Oh my god. Oh well. That's sad. Okay, well it's not possible to make it through the full thing. I get it. I get it. But we have a better idea now. I also don't need the nav mission. Because editing one of these with nav mesh going is the worst thing in the history of the world. How's your day going, Iwoji? I need people to chat with while I do my game dev. Yes. It really gives you a perspective on just how tall this was, because I was just standing here in the game, and you saw how there was no conceivable way I was ever making it up that height. But here it looks like it's nothing. Just flat nothing. Wow. That's why I run through the levels. I really need a perspective on size of things. If I didn't have that, I just... yeah. Just like way off thinking, oh, blah, blah, blah. I think in the short term, I'm just going to set up ramps between these. It won't be perfect. It'll look weird, but that's okay. It ain't got to be perfect. It just needs to be traversable while I figure out where all the content's going to go. And secret areas. I love secrets. I'm going to stuff as many secrets in here as I possibly can. The secret will actually be that you actually found the right way, because, you know, there's going to be so many secrets, those will be more common than the right way, right? And now it's just setting up areas. We're pretty much going to throw realism out the door. We don't care about realism. Because they are in a magical painting world, and they're dolls battling, or toys battling each other, I should say. So, it being realistic, it doesn't matter one bit. And then... set a ramp, set a ramp. Do this, and then click off, click on. Sure. And then smooth. Don't smooth that big, just smooth a little smaller. The grass is growing on it. It's usually walkable enough. Kind of a cheat. You can see the grass. You know it's safe for the player to traverse. I actually kind of liked having this side path over here to get up when I was messing around. I think that's actually how I'm going to get up. Instead of this direct path there, which is boring. Ain't nobody like the direct path. That's no fun. I guess I can flatten through this area a little bit. Sure. Right about like that area. That can already be walked up there, so I don't really have to do a whole lot. I think I'm going to hide a thing over in this general vicinity here because I'm just like that. Just built different, I guess. That's the case. I'm going to hide something over here. I might even put a little cave or something. Not right now, of course, but... a bit of a small area over there, so character can walk up through here. The path there. And I think I'm gonna go more chasm over here. That too is a secret path to the back to the, you know, latest respawn point. Yeah, a secret path. Totally. That's the best path. You just jump right in, no problem. What could possibly go wrong? We need more pits. I wish the river tool was working a little better. For some reason it's so lag-tastic. I want to have the character take a side path over here? Maybe. I'll probably also use some sort of platforming thing to go some areas, I guess. I'm going to do something like this real fast. Let's move this over here as well. Sure. Be a little nicer, I guess. I think Hydra actually does a better job, if memory serves. Not really, actually. I think what actually does a better job is just randomly clicking Sculpt. Holding shift is clicking Sculpt a bunch of times. I'll have him jump down around here, I guess. I need to set up a kill plane and respawn system, but I don't have one yet, so it'll be fine. I guess for now I can just ramp it. Welcome back, Bacteria. Good, I can see grass on this. That means that it's at least passable. It ain't great, but it's passable. I'm sure I'm going to lay out jumping puzzles or anything like that. I think I'm going to Definitely go out of my way to make areas more separated, I think. More meandering, more tunnely. Make the paths just a little bit more interesting. I'm definitely going to put something over here because I can't not put something over here. It'll just bug me to put nothing. But the actual way up I'll put over here. So this way, you know, some people will just miss it because I'm a jerk. I don't want it to be entirely on rails. Like, it is going to be somewhat on rails because you do still have an end goal of where you're trying to reach. So, but I do want side areas. I might introduce quests and things too along the way. We'll see. I'm somewhere across between like action RPG and like, you know, adventure game. As I'm viewing it right now. I haven't done in a while. Saved. There have been a few times where the map ended up very different because I didn't save and then had to redo the map for games. Not in this engine. I have worked on one map in this engine before. It was a really big map. It's a couple miles across. They teach me quite a bit. So let's say we do that. I'll probably put some more water along these places too. I'm also going to sit there and play with these mountains a lot more too. I don't know. I don't want to do detail work yet. Detail works for when you know where everything's supposed to be. How big is that? Pretty big. Can I jump up this? Sure can. I could do that. Be a real jerk and hide things in strange places. I could put it where you could actually see that I've hidden something here. But then make it impossible to reach from over there, so you have to go around and find the secret map to do. You got to be a little careful about that, because, you know, once you can jump on one thing, you can kind of jump on a lot of things, and haunting the player with a secret that they can easily view from right here. I'm going to place a secret. I'm going to place an item right here so I remember that as a place I want a secret. I'm going to do that. Just put the secret item in places. Let's array it a little better, I guess. I don't know. That is kind of a wonky jump, though. I don't know if I like that terribly. But I mean, you can't jump, so it's probably necessary to, I don't know, make the player jump periodically. For reasons. So we'll do that, and that'll let them easily get up here. That's fine. They shouldn't be able to get anywhere they shouldn't be able to go from there. You don't want them to be able to reach up here any other way, though. Undo that. Undo this. Sure. Could raise this up a bit. It's not a bad idea. Okay, well, this cannot be here. That'd be a cheat way up. We don't want that. Kind of fix this a little bit so it's a little less weird looking. I can get even more fun with this, actually. I can, do this, start putting a bit more of a pit for them to fall into. I have to give her a falling animation that allows her to cast and fall. Easily make that jump. I'm sure I'll put platforming things in here too, but I haven't made any of that yet, so I mean, it's easy to get up here. So that's fine. I had to adjust my standing desk to a sitting position. Standing for hours. Well, the feet were not happy. No. Game dev is tough work. You end up with horrible injuries from standing too long at your standing desk or sitting too long at your or injuries in questionable places for sitting too long. There you go. Yeah. I kind of want to send him down to the shore at least once. I could be really sadistic about how I put a secret there by putting like something down here, making them do some sort of jumping thing to get all the way across over to here to get to a secret. But the problem with that is they could also just fall off. But if they fell off, they would have to do the jumping thing to get back. Do I do a monkey's paw type of secret there where literally, like, you see what the secret is, you could have it, but then you have to deal with the problem of getting back? Is it? Am I that kind of person? I mean, I might be that kind of person. I'm not going to lie. It does seem the kind of jerk move I would probably do. I could do it from over here, right? Just have a little side path. I don't hate that idea. I'll probably put platforms in to do this, but until I actually do that, I'm going to put a ramp as a reminder. That's my plan. I'm going to smooth it so that it looks like I can actually go down it ever. We need to add some very green leafy trees around here somewhere too. Make it look all nice. I'll lower this a bit more. That should be easily walkable. Okay, so we're going to send him on a merry little path here. Am I sending him this way? Probably. That's fine. Got myself a little toy here. We're gonna grab the lake thingy and drag it over here. Since the river one seems to be working very poorly at the moment, so we're just gonna cheat and do this. I forgot how much fun it is to edit maps in this. Doing this here. Am I putting a secret way over there? I don't know about that. I think I'm going to put level over in this area, so I don't really want to put a secret down there. I might. For now, though, the answer is no. Actually, can I pass through this area? Let me double check if that's even possible. I can easily get up there, but I'm trying to get over here. Go over here, do that. You actually have combat down here. Well, I guess that's the actual shadow from that. Fair enough. And there's some kind of jumping thing to get over there for that secret thing or to get back. That's cool. I can get behind that. I would need to do so much work to make those look like not crap. That's the downside of using the flattening tool. It makes mountains that look like crap. You gotta go through and do weird texturing stuff, and it looks sad. It's just a bad touch. Especially when they're this tall. But it doesn't take too much to start making it look better and better. Have them not be completely flat. Oh, no, 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 no. No way to jump back up. That's no fun. always the noise button. I don't really like the noise much because you don't know what it's going to do, but it never seems to do anything that great. Like, it's just randomly up and down all over the place. But, I don't know, every time I've tested it, it's just kind of bizarre and weird. I think flatten actually, weirdly enough, does a better job half the time. Definitely have to cut a bunch of this out in order to have good platforming areas. But as long as I have an idea of what I'm trying to build towards, that always helps me so much. I don't want to flatten that. I want to just dump it. I guess I could have this into an area you could walk to. It doesn't really do much, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt to have it. Like, I can make it a platforming section pretty easily. It can be a forgiving one where you can actually get back up if you want. I'm obviously going to take away the ability to fly up and all that. Oof. Getting a bit tired. I actually streamed longer than I thought I was even going to stream because I was like, oh, I haven't streamed in like, a bunch of time there. I'll just do a couple hours. I'm already at like 3 hours just happily making things. I know exactly how it would go. I knew that I would never really just stop streaming. I would just start streaming even more. I know exactly how I am. Play brush. I don't even know. Don't know. Anyway. Ooh. I'll go a bit longer, even though no one's currently watching according to YouTube. I'm still having a bit of fun with it. I'm getting a bit hungry and tired. So between the two, I don't have anyone to meet tomorrow, so business is just going to be me derping around whenever I want to do something. It doesn't seem like I need to be so concerned about being up the weekend anyway, so it's not like I want anything I need to do I couldn't do anyway. That's fine. I guess I should have put some stuff in the mail, but whatever. I guess I'm not doing that. I guess I still could. I mean, I could go to the, I mean, it's 2:30 a.m. here. I could put together all the stuff I need to do, put it in the mailbox once it's light out. I do the occasional early morning electric scooter ride where I need to go. It's kind of fun. Now, I think that's going to be the extent of it, and everything on the outside of this is going to be literally eye candy. Like, I'll add a whole bunch of extra blocks purely to put huge mountains with trees and stuff all over them. And then I'll probably use a randomizer to put it out there. And how much streaming really focuses me on working on game dev. Plus, I've been informed my game sucks. Okay, I watched 2 live reviews of my RPGMaker version of the game, and I think I thought it was okay. But let's be real here. I think he was just being nice. Plus, my main characters are hot. You like the eye candy. Ain't nothing wrong with liking the eye candy. I like me some eye candy. I mean, I get that one of them's a doll, so, you know, the level of eye candy is going to be a little lower, I imagine, for a doll. No, I mean, maybe. Just saying. There's really no need to make it this big. Shift the 1? Okay, shift 1. What happened there? I'm not going to use any of these things. Now that'll be my placeholder. Prototype in my level. I like the shadows on the grass, I'm not gonna lie. I just do. I don't see these clouds though. They're supposed to be like volumetric clouds. I guess they're just really hard to see. Ugh. So it's over budget, but you know what? 60 FPS is all eyes need to see. I didn't check this to see if it was even possible. Oh, I wish I could make animations on stream. Because there's the ones I want, but at the same time I can't make them because it'll crash the stream, so... This is not acceptable yet, but we're getting there. I'll want to block that other things. That's okay. Definitely tell I'm like deep focused on this and not even paying much attention to anything. I guess I'm doing it this way. That was not what I intended. Thanks. There's got to be a button to easily reset that. I just don't know what it is yet. Besides clicking off it and clicking back on, which is a thing you can do. I don't need to smooth it that much. I'd like to keep some detail. I'm just saying. That'll get me up there. Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna put a secret way out here probably because I'm a jerk. I'm getting a map here. I think it's not bad. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna make one quick journey through it just to see if how it looks or plays ish. I mean, I know there's nothing to it yet. But that's fine with me. I don't know why I unclicked that. I actually need Ultra so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. We'll mute that music and let's go for a run. Pretty good. I mean, I made a enemy today. I mean, he doesn't have any attacks yet, but you can spawns in, you can kill it. That's something. It moves around, follows you. I mean, it doesn't have very complicated movement. That's okay. It doesn't need to be that complicated yet. Right, the platforming is way better than it was, but that weird bounce there was kind of bizarre. This is a wonky area. And I've got a big portion of the map laid out, so that's something. I mean, you can spend a long time making an entire level. After all, most games, they literally spend months making their levels, and I'm like one day into this one. That's not true. I did make the first little initial area just to test things out in. I think I need to flip the other ones upside down because there's a flat section of the fence and a non-flat section. Should have been timing. It says 240 right now. It's probably taking me at least a minute to get that far. So let's go from there and follow the timing. See if I can make it all the way to the end. I guess there's no way to get past a certain point. I don't think I included a way to get over there, did I? I was like, I'll just add in some platforming. I guess I intended to cross using ghost form, huh? Should be enough to get me there. Yep, just barely. Man, why did I ever use a garbage engine like RPGMaker?
I don't know what it's counting. But somewhere there's a thing that's actually counting. Good for it. Huh. Here's my secret area. Which is definitely missable. You could just miss that. I mean, it seems more like you're actually going to go that way normally, so I need to probably tweak it so that your eyes aren't looking that way. I'll have to keep that in mind. There's a whole big old section over there. I'm gonna try to take less sidetracky ways and just more the way through the map. But it looks like it takes quite a while to get across this thing. Probably at about 4 minutes so far. I did take a slight detour, so that's it. I love that the lightning is so easily viewable. Just having the cool thing in the sky occasionally just, you know, acts as content into itself. Just the occasional lightning strike is just like, that's so sweet. How does it look? Yeah, nice. Paper 3D really goes a long way to make this much cooler than I thought. And much more doable. Because the biggest problem I have is like the character models take a long time to do. Wait, is that the right way? No, that's the right way. I should probably change that so it's a little more like easily figured out. I underestimate just how much the rain and darkness really makes it hard to tell. So about 6 minutes. Pretty decent FPS though. After all, I mean, the big corporations, or actually the big game making companies, the AAAs, they only get like 30 FPS, so we're still like 50 something, so that's not bad. That's an image. The best thing about this is I'll be able to just take screenshots of the game and use those as thumbnails. Okay, well, I mean, just imagine with all the content involved in this, how long this is going to take. One side of this is so much nicer than the other. I'm pretty sure that's the extent of where it goes. That's like 8 minutes. Probably take another couple minutes, I guess, so maybe about 10 minutes to run the entire map with nothing, no doing anything at all. Me not having anything to really block you yet. Works for me. Alright. I think with that, and currently no one watching, it's pretty late. I'm going to call it almost 3.5 hours for the first stream back in like a month and a half, 2 months. I don't know. Not bad. I will maybe back tomorrow night. I'm definitely going to try to start streaming earlier in the evening, like where I'm starting now. Because, you know, starting at 2 a.m. before is just stupid. I just know. I'm probably going to try to start closer to like 10, maybe 10 p.m. Anyway, anyone in the future who happens to be watching at this point, maybe Matt Pat, if for some reason, you know, I put enough of a weird, crazy lore thing in here. I doubt it, but you never know. Sure, if you had to watch this many streams, sorry. It's a lot of streams. Anyway, everyone else, have a wonderful night, evening, morning, or whatever it is for you. This is Imaginary Villain signing out. Later.